Hello, hi, how are you today? It's been a long time since we have seen each other, since I've done another video like this. I'd taken a little break, so I decided maybe 1 week break will help me so that I can regain more resource and also have something to share with you guys. So my week has been nice, and after the break, it has been nice. At least I've restructured things and I've been able to also put a plan also on how I'll continue. And now this is the first video that I'm doing after break, and I hope you'll enjoy this break. So this YouTube channel is mainly about talking about the lives, our day-to-day lives, and what are happening in our lives today, and also what is happening to the world. So today we'll be talking about Russia and why Russia is facing this war, and many people don't know why there's a war ongoing between Russia and Ukraine, but I'll be able to explain it to you in this video today. So most of you know what Russia is. Russia is a country where it is located in the Upper Europe. And Russia, before it was called Russia, it was called Soviet Union. And when it was called Soviet Union, it used to be a very large country where it used to comprise of Ukraine, and also there's another Crimea. So it was used to be a large sum of land. I think it was the largest country, the Soviet Union, and the Soviet Union at that time was under rule of communism. So Soviet Union and United States at that time they were fighting for superpower, and Soviet Union being a large state it had many superior things. So, when you go to nuclear weapon, Soviet Union has a lot of nuclear weapons, more than the United States of America. So Soviet Union has always been a threat to the United States of America and also many other countries in the world. So there's been a power struggle between these two countries, and this power struggle is or mainly encompasses the dominance of the world. Which country will be more dominant in the world? And Soviet Union and USA, there was a time that there was an experience of a Cold War between them two, and this Cold War was very cold, and Soviet Union had to gather up its own countries, and also America had to gather up its own countries. And Soviet Union also had African countries there, and also America had its own countries. It was a war where it was on whom would be seen more supremacy than the other. So it was a battle for seeing who is more supreme than the other one. So Soviet Union around there 1990s is when it broke into many colonies where we know today as Ukraine, and also another called Crimea, and also it broke another part called Russia, where this today the people of Russia want to have the same community which was there at the Soviet Union. And having the same community which was there at the Soviet Union is make sure you have the country which is Ukraine. You have to have the country which is Ukraine and bring it back. Ukraine is not a little country, it is a big country, and Ukraine has a lot of things. It has wheat, it has oil. So, and when Russia is able to bring back Ukraine, it will show other examples of the other city, which is Crimea, that if I can bring back Ukraine, what about you? So Crimea will be easy to bring back. So that's why Russia is targeting right now Ukraine, because when it brings Ukraine, it will be easier to collect other colonies and become the great Soviet Union, which was known in 1990s. Putin and Donald Trump have the same formula and same phenomena, where they say Trump says he wants to make America greater again, and Putin says he wants to bring the Soviet Union back again and to bring its dominance. So that's why you've been seeing Trump and Putin having the same similarities and also of dictatorship and also being friends, like they were good friends. Other presidents of the America are enemies to the Russian system, but Donald Trump has always been a friend to Putin and they have been close friends. And even right now, campaigns are taking place where Donald Trump says he will regain everything that is back and will make Russia the war to stop. But uh, as it was in 2016 where there was a meeting held between Putin and Trump. So there was a difficulties and some things were coming up where Trump was asked, "Do you believe that Russia is the one that stole for you your elections?" Because it was said that Russia had interfered with the elections of the United States of America to put Donald Trump into the seat of the current president. So Donald Trump was asked by the American people and the American journalists if he perceives that Putin is the one who stole elections and interfered with the elections of America. And one thing that question they asked Trump is they asked Trump framing it like our intelligence of America say that Putin has interfered with the polls and with the elections of America. Do you believe in the intelligence of America, what they say, or what do you believe in? So Trump was asked that question. So, and that he was asked that question after having a meeting with Putin. So when he came out of the meeting with Putin is when the journalists were able to ask Trump that question. So Trump answered, he said that what he knows is that Putin didn't interfere in any election and Putin is a very good friend of his. So when he answered that, it also made America like a joke because he was asked that our intelligence say that Putin interfered with the elections. So it's meaning that the intelligence of America is wrong. So Donald Trump failed that question and he deemed his country to be low on its intelligence. So Donald Trump and Putin have always been friends and that's why and also have the same ideology of making our country great again. So that's why Putin is wants very much to take this area which is Ukraine. So when he takes the area of Ukraine, he'll be able to regain these other areas and it will be easy. And once he does that, the Soviet Union will be back and it will be more powerful even than United States of America because Ukraine has a lot of oil, it has a lot of wheat, there are a lot of things which are happening in the Ukraine. And this thing, the United States of America can't allow because once Ukraine is taken, it means that the Soviet Union will be back again, and the Soviet Union being led by a leader like Putin, it will put America into a lot of danger. So America is trying everything possible to bring down the Soviet Union and bring down Russia, not to acquire this Ukraine. And once it acquires Ukraine, it means that the whole world will be in danger because there won't be an independence and there won't be democracy in the world. Because how can somebody just come out and just grabs a country, bombing everywhere? And this was put to an end in the time of World War II and World War One. This grabbing and violence was put to an end in World War, in all the world wars, and it was signed. So it would be something bad that America and other countries can keep a watch and watch Russia doing such type of thing and acquiring this thing. And once Russia acquires, Russia will also spread its powers all over the world because it will be very, very great. So this war is not a small war. This war is a war where USA has to make sure that Russia doesn't acquire Ukraine, because when it acquires Ukraine, it is over. And also for the countries, neighboring countries which are in Europe, for the Germany, for the UK, for every other country. Basically, Germany, it's helping Ukraine because it wants to regain its glory, because in the time of World War II and World War One, we know Germany was the bigger part which was defeated, and Germany was referred to as the villain and as to the bad guy. So even Germany has come up together to help the other countries to defeat Russia, and also to help Ukraine to defeat in Russia. And when Russia had calculated this war will at least last more than, for 3 months, which will be its most length term, but this war has outlasted those 3 months, and it has gone for almost 1 year right now, and the war is ongoing. If the war would have been a 3 months war, basically the Russia will have won that war. But it being prolonged for this long, it means that Russia is weighing on the downside, and Russia could be defeated. And right now, by the statistics, it says that Russia is, there are a lot of economic crash in Russia, and one thing that Russia is hiding from other people is that it is hiding its economy state and its economy progress, how it is progressing, because Russia right now cannot export or import a lot of things from its country and from other countries, because they have put sanctions, and many things are being sanctioned in Russia, and that's why the economy of Russia is crumbling down. But sources cannot come out of Russia because they have been put a lock on the type of information that is being acquired in Russia, and the information which is transmitted out of Russia. So this is happened because the ships which are transporting oil to other countries also have secluded themselves to transport oils into other countries, because these ships are insured by American companies. And one thing that no ship owner wants to incur a lot of losses, because one ship is a lot of money. So if a ship is bombed in this war, it means the insurance company will have to pay. So most of the insurance company have told the ship owners, if you want to transport, you are on your own. It's like a risk that they will be taken. So most of the oil which had to be transported by ships, the ships have refused for it to be transported. So Russia is having a problem in also transporting oils into many different countries. And Russia, this problem has come to Russia because this is typically some type of spiritual war. Because when you look into the Bible, also you see the country of Russia is also mentioned in the book of Revelation around chapter 17, where it says that a woman which is clothed in a scarlet and also clothed in red and purple, which is Russia, and the city where this woman is surrounded by 7 hills. When you look at the city which is surrounded by 7 hills in this whole world, there are two types of cities. One is in the city of Rome, and the other city is Moscow, which is for Russia. And when we eliminate the two, we find that Russia is the typical resemblance which has been given to the Bible, where this woman sits and controls the whole world. And also this woman sat on the blood of the saints, which saints have been killed. This woman is the one which killed many saints. So when you look at this, you see it is Russia, because Russia heads the whole world and also does a lot of things in the world, making a lot of rules in the world. Also, them and USA, they are similarly like the superpower countries. So, and when you look, when it says in the Bible that it killed its saints, there was a time, Russia in 1937 to 1940 something, where Russia managed to kill more than 30 million Christians. And this also affected the history of Russia. And also because that time the Soviet Union was basically propagating the term of communism, so there was only one type of figure. So following the biblical terms of passage, it means that the communism will be thrown away, because the Bible says a lot of things which one should be independent, and it is against communism. So they had to do away with Christians. More than 30 Christians were killed, and more than 200 church leaders were also killed in that war. So that is the biggest massacre I think has ever happened to Christians. And when you look at the Bible, that it says this woman which was sitting on the beast is controlling the beast. It says that it had killed most of our saints and also had killed its people, God's people. So, and even Russia before that has becoming that. The past empires before Russia, they also were involved in killing of many Christians, and these empires of Christians also were encompassed by Muslims, and Muslims were also around that area for Russia, because I think Muslim reached in Russia before Christianity. And all this time there have been persecutions of Christians in the country of Russia. That's why you get it in the Bible, where it says that this woman clothed in purple and red. And when you look at the flag of Russia, you see it is white, blue resembling like purple, and also red, which is scarlet. So this also, the flag of Russia is just the typical symbol which was given as the description of the woman in the book of Revelation. So when you see this thing happening to Russia right now, because in the Revelation it says that the other countries will hate on this woman and they will devour her and they will bring her into desolate. They will make sure the woman is completely done. That's why all these Western countries have gathered up to fight against Russia. And Russia, when this war finishes, Russia will be completely gone and will be completely finished. So it is also a form of biblical prophecy that something that will happen. And this is the main reason that's why Russia has been fighting. And that's why Russia wants to have Ukraine, because in this war, as it is going right now, Russia cannot give up, because when it gives up, it means that the whole countries of the world will have to catch Russia and also catch Putin, because he has violated human rights. So it is a do or die. They have to continue fighting this war until they are desolate, because it is better for Putin. Because for Putin, what he believes in, it is better he dies in the field than to die in the hands of his enemies. Because when this war he backs up, they will catch Putin and put him into ICC and other criminal courts, because he has done a lot of things which cross the human rights agenda. So Putin has to finish this war, and finishing this war, it will be a loss for him, because all the countries in the world have gathered up to help Ukraine into fighting Russia. They have given Ukraine the modern technologies. They have given Ukraine modern weapons. They have given Ukraine also soldiers. Many soldiers from these countries are going to Ukraine to fight for this war. And this war is the only war which is known. And also many soldiers want that thrill of a war. So they are also dedicating themselves, and also they are volunteering to go for this war. So this war, as we look at it in a scale, it is weighing down on the Russian side, because the Russian side have no help and they are just basically on their own. All these countries have gathered up against Russia, and this war, as it is going and where it seems to be going, it doesn't seem it will be in the favor of Russia. Russia will have to succumb into many things, and Russia will, as we look at it, Russia will suffer and also become desolate and also be destroyed. Yeah, so this is the video for explaining about Russia. At least now you know the history of Russia. So in the next episode, I'll be explaining about the history of Putin, and Putin as a president of Russia, and his agenda of becoming a great president of Russia, and also bringing Russia to its prominence and to its back stronghold, as it was deemed in the 1990s as the Soviet Union. That is the dream of Putin. So in the next video, I'll be explaining to you about this and the dream of Putin. So I'll catch you in the next episode, and I appreciate for this, for taking your time to look at this video, and I hope it was educative, and I hope to see you again.